Tim, thanks. Well, in the next few weeks, the American Cancer Society has several Relay for Life events on the calendar. Several other events took place earlier this month, and money raised through donations benefits research projects incredibly. Here to talk about how your donations really do help the cause, Dr. Ryan Jensen from the American Cancer Society, funded Yale researcher, and also Alicia Cleveland, community manager with the American Cancer Society, is joining us. We're glad that both of you have been able to come on our show this morning. Alicia, I want to start with you. Talk about this calendar of events. It's pretty packed, right?
It is.
Good stuff coming up.
We have just about 40 events throughout Connecticut, throughout the year, with most happening started last week. And so they happen throughout the month of June, some in September. And it's just a community-based fundraiser that we have volunteers come, people come out and walk, and they spend time fundraising throughout the year to raise money for our programs and services. They help throughout Connecticut, and they also fund the groundbreaking research. We have about $10 million here in Connecticut that is being funded for research like Dr. Jensen's.
Right, of course, you're talking about the research. That's where Dr. Jensen, you come up. How are you putting these funds to work?
So these funds are critical. So the American Cancer Society is great. I mean, they funded me when I was a postdoctoral fellow. They fund me now in my research lab at Yale. And so without these funds, we can't do research into cancer. So our lab works specifically on BRCA2, which is this gene involved in this process called DNA repair. So you may not know it, but our DNA is getting damaged all the time, but there are these proteins, these quality control inspectors in the cell that repair that DNA damage. So it's kind of like the autocorrect function on your cell phone, like you're texting someone.
Texting, right.
Right, so let's pretend like that actually works. So there's all these problems with texting, right, and the DNA is getting mutated, and these DNA repair proteins come in and actually fix that DNA damage. But if there's problems, if the DNA repair proteins aren't working correctly, that damage starts to accumulate, and that translates into mutations, and those mutations eventually result in cancer. So we're trying to understand that process from a basic science standpoint, and then translate that into research that'll help patients who have BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutations. And how does that translate into cancer risk? And also, how do we treat those patients who already have cancer?
Yeah, we have been talking a lot about the BRCA1 and BRCA2. And what would it mean if you didn't have these funds?
We basically couldn't do the research. So research is very, very expensive. And the great thing about the American Cancer Society is they really support basic research. So you don't really know where the next huge finding is going to come in cancer research. And American Cancer Society really recognizes that it's important to sort of spread out that money amongst a breadth of researchers who are doing a lot of different research to understand how DNA repair genes work, how they initiate cancer cells, how do we treat cancer cells with DNA damaging agents. So it's really important to fund this research. Otherwise, nothing will be done.
Yeah, I mean, really, really critical stuff.
Definitely.
And talk a little bit more about how people can get involved, because we're talking about something that women are getting tested every day for this BRCA1 and BRCA2.
Definitely. So we have events coming up. If you just go to relayforlife.org, we have, you can type in your zip code, and that way you can find out what events are near you. All of the staff person's contact information is right on there, so you can call us or email us, any of us. I'm a community manager, so my information will be on some of them, and you can contact us and find out more to get involved, to fundraise, form a team, or just come out the day of and walk and support. We have wonderful survivor celebrations and just a luminaria ceremony as well at night that just kind of remembers the ones we've lost, the ones we love, and kind of honor them and fight back against the disease.
And also sort of renew the hope for the future.
Exactly, fight back, yep.
Yeah, all right, Alicia. Dr. Jensen, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate all that you are doing, and obviously also you as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. And we're going to have the information on your events on our Fox 61 News app, so folks can recap it there.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, coming up next for you.